Yeah, we're ready. Welcome, everyone, to Staten Field on the campus of Robert C. Byrd High School for today's broadcast of Robert C. Byrd Baseball. This afternoon's matchup between the Herbert Hoover Huskies and our Robert C. Byrd Flying Eagles. I am Basil Lucas, and as always, I am joined by my broadcast partner, former high school coach Ryan Lance. Ryan, the Huskies come in tonight's contest with a 9-5 record on the season. They beat Liberty the other day 16-3 and recorded a big win versus Spring Mills 2-1 in their last matchup. What do you expect from the Huskies today, Coach?
Well, Coach, I think the Huskies are peaking at the right time. They're kind of getting some consistency. You know, it's been tough for basically all the teams in the state with the crazy weather patterns and everything, getting some consistency to get on the field every day. So I would imagine they're finding their groove, and the Flying Eagles have their hands full today.
On the home front, the Flying Eagles are coming into tonight's contest with a 12-5 record. Last night they were able to win a doubleheader, 15-5 versus Preston in Game 1. And then last night they beat Elkins 7-5. Coach, what do you expect from manager Tanner Hill's club tonight?
Well, the Flying Eagles are playing their third game in 24 hours, so they've had to share the duties as far as pitching goes. The last few games, they won last night. They were very careful. Coach Hill was very careful with his pitchers. So, I think they should be rested and ready to give the Huskies their best shot today.
We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll talk to Robert C. Byrd manager Tanner Hill and get some insight in today's baseball game. RCBSN Baseball.
The Flying Eagle Network.
Back here at Staten Field, Robert C. Byrd Flying Eagles are taking on the Herbert Hoover Huskies. We had an opportunity to speak with Tanner Hill, the manager of the Flying Eagles, to get some insight on today's game. Speak to RCB manager Tanner Hill. Coach, your club's coming off a great night last night to be a Flying Eagle, where your club was able to record victories over Preston and Elkins in a twin bill. Can you recap the game for us?
Yeah, last night we had some good pitching, a lot of strikes being thrown, kept it tight on the defense and scored runs when we could. Look to do some of the same things today.
Coach, you pitched a bunch of pitchers yesterday through that doubleheader. What's your plan today against a really good Herbert Hoover squad?
Well, today we're going with probably our best guy all year, Luke Sperry. He's going to come in and followed by George and Junkins, ready in reserve if needed.
Coach, Herbert Hoover comes into today's game with a big win over Liberty, 16-3. Another big win over Spring Mills, 2-1. What is your Flying Eagles club going to need to do to win their 13th game of the season?
Well, I think it's going to be a tight game. If we play good baseball, limit the walks, and get the base hit when we got runners on, I think that's going to be the key today.
Coach Hill, thanks for taking some time with us before today's game, and good luck.
Thanks, Baz.
RCBSN Baseball, Flying Eagles Network. And that was an interview, Coach, with Tanner Hill, and I think his synopsis is dead on with today's contest. Herbert Hoover's got to come in with a lot of confidence. That Spring Mills victory, 2-1. Sounds like it's a really clean baseball game.
Yeah, it's a big win for their program, and like you said, they have to be feeling confident coming up to Clarksburg, and I'm sure they're looking for the opportunity to play a quality baseball team in Robert C. Byrd, and expect a good game today, maybe a pitcher's duel.
Here's a starting lineup for the Flying Eagles. Leading off for the Flying Eagles and playing right field, number 4, Evan Warren. Playing center field, batting second, number 1, Tanner Cook. Batting third and playing first base, number 23, Nick George. Batting cleanup for the Flying Eagles and doing the pitching, number 15, Luke Sperry. Batting fifth and playing shortstop, number 9, Nathaniel Junkins. Batting sixth and playing second base, number 7, Braden Thomason. Batting seventh and playing left field, number 2, Bryce Bird. Batting eighth, their third baseman, number 5, Rylan Rock. And batting ninth and doing the catching, number 3, Waylon Dodd. Flying Eagles made one adjustment, Coach. It looks like they've moved Bryce Bird from the ninth hole, where he's been all year long, up to the 7th position, and that's credit to just his season all year long. I mean, he's really done some great things for them from the 9th spot this season. We've been talking about how it's almost in essence a double leadoff that they've been running, but his moving him up like Coach Hill's doing gives him the opportunity to get potentially more at bats. And going into last night's game, he was leading the team in average and on-base percentage. So kudos to Bryce on a job so far this season. He's earned the promotion. Absolutely. Here's the lineup for the Herbert Hoover Huskies. Leading off for them is the center fielder, Cole Clendenin. Batting second is the third baseman, number 9, Landon Bounds. Batting third is the shortstop, number 10, Colin Lindsay. Batting cleanup for the Huskies, the catcher, Grant Smith.
Leading off
batting
the
fifth,
Hoover Huskies, number 4,
the right fielder, Ryan Beasley. The DH, batting sixth, is Andrew Canterbury. The first baseman, batting 7th, Caleb Hackey. Doing the pitching, Nate Gursky, batting 8th. And the left fielder, Andrew Rollison. It is time for baseball here at Staten Field. Leading off for the Huskies, number 4, the center fielder, Cole Clendenin. Sperry gets the sign. He comes set. Here's the first pitch. Right down the middle for strike 1.
And, Coach, I think we've seen that all season with Luke, and it will be a recurring theme today is getting that first pitch strike across. That bodes well for him and his success.
Sperry gets the sign. Dodd sits up on the outside part of the plate. Curveball's low for ball 1 on Clendenin. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Luke does a great job, again, with his location, changing eyesight. He also changes speeds well. He has, I think, 3 pitches he can utilize.
1 ball, 1 strike. Sperry from the stretch. Fastball on the outside corner for strike 2. Clendenin's in the hole. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
One thing Luke loves to do, he loves to hit the outside black on the plate.
Sperry in the windup. Off-speed pitches low for ball 2. Looks like he went with a straight change there, Coach.
Yeah. See if he could get him chasing it. Good job by Clendenin holding off.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Sperry gets set. Here comes the pitch. Fastball low and away. That's going to run the count full on Clendenin. Clendenin's done a good job getting back in this at bat.
Good at bat for him. But I like Sperry's his approach. That was a tough pitch. Clendenin was going to take a swing at it.
Here's the payoff pitch. Sperry in the windup. Fouled out of play. Count remains 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Huskies are a lively bunch in the dugout. They're excited to be out here on the field after a 2-hour drive. They're going to get their money's worth.
Three balls, 2 strikes on Clendenin, the center fielder. Pitch is fouled back. Clendenin does a good job staying alive.
Dodd tried to have Sperry climb the ladder a little bit on that pitch. They'd been pitching low, and they raised it up on him right there, and Clendenin did a good job fighting it off.
Sperry gets a sign from Dodd. Here's the payoff pitch. Pitch is fouled back.
And, if you're the Huskies, you obviously want to get Clendenin on, but an 8-pitch, at least, first at bat is the way you want to attack Luke. You want to try to get higher into his pitch count.
Sperry gets a sign from Dodd. Here's the payoff pitch. Curveball in there for strike 3. And the first out of the ball game.
He had been going outside. This time he broke it towards the inner middle half of the plate. He hadn't really tested that with his curveball and caught Clendenin on his heels a little bit.
That's going to bring up the third baseman, number 9, Landon Bounds. Sperry gets set. Here's the pitch. Ball's fouled back for strike 1. Yeah, what a great backup curveball that Sperry threw there. That's confidence in pitching right there. You're in a battle. You're throwing the 9th pitch of the at-bat and come with a backdoor curveball for strike 3. What a pitch that was. Sperry.
Oh.
Awful close on pitch number 2. It's going to even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ball was all over the plate. Must have been low. Bounds hits the ball foul down the third base line out of play for strike 2. Again, Sperry ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Sperry came inside on that one, and Bounds, as a number 2 hitter, probably one of their better ones, he turned on it quick. So I would imagine Sperry might go back to the outside portion of the plate. 1-2 count. Wouldn't surprise me to see him start a curveball in the outer half and break it off, see if he can Bounds, get him to chase it.
Sperry again ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Top of the first inning here at Staten Field. Herbert Hoover taking on the Flying Eagles. Sperry gets a sign. Here's the pitch. Inside fastball. It's turned on. Bryce Bird down the foul line. Makes one heck of an effort, but is unable to come up with a catch. Great effort by Bryce Bird down the line.
Great effort, and again, I think Luke might have missed his spot on that one. I think Dodd set up outside and got away from Luke a little bit, and he brought it back to the inner half of the plate. And Bounds, he likes to turn on pitches, so hopefully Luke can stay away from that. This at bat.
Bryce was out of the picture for a long time. Our camera angle doesn't allow us to see that foul territory down there coaching. I was getting a little bit worried. He was gone for a long time. I thought maybe he ran and got him a hot dog, and then he reappeared. So thank goodness everything's okay.
Coach, those hot dogs are good.
Those Dougie dogs are the best down there. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Bounds.
There it is.
Curveball outside. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Just as the doctor called it. Off-speed pitch out on the outside corner.
Great job by Sperry. Sperry and Dodd on the same page. Bounds had been pulling the inside stuff, and they went away, and it paid off for him. Great pitching on that at bat.
So that's going to bring up the shortstop, Colin Lindsay. Lindsay, another right-handed batter for the Huskies. Sperry with a off-speed pitch for ball one.
Yeah, he's tried to see if he could get him to chase that one. This is actually the first batter this inning that he hasn't started off with a strike, so he's going to have to battle back here a little bit.
1 ball, no strike. Sperry with the pitch. It's inside fastball. Picked up by Rylan Rock. The Rock on to George for out number 3.
Rock to George ends the inning.
The Herbert Hoover
Heading into the
has no runs on, no hits, nobody left on base at the end of the top half of the first inning. Herbert Hoover, nothing. Flying Eagles coming to bat. RCBSN Baseball.
Flying Eagles Network.
The Eagles, number 4, Evan Warren.
Back here at Staten Field, bottom of the first inning, the Flying Eagles coming to bat after holding the Herbert Hoover Huskies scoreless in the top half of the inning. Nate Gursky's first pitch in there for strike 1.
Gursky looks like a big, strong kid. Has some movement on his fastball. I'm guessing his curveball's pretty tight.
Gursky's second pitch is outside for ball 1 to even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Evan towards the top of the team in batting average, on base percentage, so that's what you want out of your leadoff guy.
Pitch is in the dirt for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Swing and a miss by Evan Warren. That's going to even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
As the Flying Eagles have done all season, once they get some base runners on, they're pretty aggressive on the base paths, so we'll see If they can change that this inning, that could be trouble.
Warren hits a flubber up the first base line.
Infield single.
Colin Lindsay
Warren.
overthrows first base, but it bounces back to the dugout, right to the first baseman.
Now to the plate for
Great job by
RCB
Evan getting down the line. That was,
Tanner Cook.
even if that's a perfect throw, he's making it. So once it got past the pitcher into that little hole between the pitcher and the shortstop, knew Evan was going to be standing there. Now, Coach Hill has an opportunity to do some things on the base paths. We're going to see what Gursky's pickoff move is like and how Huskies are going to play this with a base runner.
Tanner Cook, the center fielder for the Flying Eagles, comes to bat, squares around the bunt. First pitch is low and away for ball one.
Coach Hill squared him up. I think that was just for show, though. Got the third base moving in.
Tells you a lot of things that's going on. It's how they're going to play things and makes them tip their hat.
Gives him a look.
Yep. Gursky makes a move to first base, and Evan Ward slides in safely.
Wasn't a quick move, but I think he stunned Evan there for a second. Evan got back in time, but
Grant Smith with a nice pickup, throw to second base, and Evan Ward gets in there. Here comes a play from third base. Clendenin into third, slides Evan Warren safely. So the aggressiveness of the Flying Eagles right off the bat.
that's what, Coach, you're absolutely right. It's what they've done all season, and just heads-up base running by Evan. They trying to see the catcher here.
It's Grant Smith.
It was a good throw by Smith. Evan got a pretty good jump and just weren't able to corral it in down second.
2 balls, no strikes on Cook, and Gursky throws a fastball on the outside corner for strike one. 2 balls, 1 strike. Flying Eagles have a duck on the pond on third base right now. No outs, top of the first inning. Here comes the pitch to Cook. Ball's fouled away for strike 2. That'll even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Cook.
But again, if you're Gursky, guy on third, got to be careful with your off-speed stuff because if it kicks away from the catcher, runs scoring. So you got to keep this pitch clean.
Here comes the pitch, curveball on the outside. Another nice pickup by Grant Smith. On the stolen base, that ball was in the dirt, 1 hop. He backhanded and still made a pretty accurate throw. The fielders at second base just weren't able to catch that 1 hop throw that he made.
He got rid of it quick.
He did.
It was an impressive throw.
And Tanner Cook with it lines a base hit up the middle for the first run of the game as Evan Warren crosses home plate.
RBI single.
Clean single by Cook, right back up the middle.
23, Nick George to the plate.
Again, hit it where it was pitched. And now, in my opinion, Nick is one of the toughest out. From what I've seen, he's one of the toughest outs in the Big Ten. And, good spot here for the Flying Eagles to get another run. Be anxious to see if they wait a couple pitches before they try to get Cook down to second.
Tanner Cook with a big lead at first base. Gursky with the pitch. Pitch is low for ball 1. Flying Eagles. Bat started off hot with 2 hits to start the game. And we're just now to the third batter, Nick George. Let's see if he can keep this rolling, Coach. Gursky in the stretch. Fastball inside and low. And Cook easily steals second base.
Stolen base for Tanner Cook.
I think that they're Gursky hesitated a little bit. They're trying to change up his rhythm, but I think they're picking him up pretty good on the on any pickoff move. So they're getting decent jumps.
He actually twinged there a little bit, Coach. I don't know if he caught it or not.
Yeah.
He twinged. That could have been a balk, actually. I watched that little front shoulder twinge. I don't think that was caught. George fouls it back. And it's just missed by the catcher.
And that's oftentimes what you have happen when you have a threat to steal at first base. It kind of works on that pitcher in terms of got to make sure they don't balk. They got to make sure that if he's coming home, he gets there quick.
Gursky with a pickoff play to second base. Fairly close play.
Well, I think they're covering with the shortstop, so they're leaving the second baseman there to cover that hole. I'm guessing they're assuming that George isn't going to pull this. But if it's inside, he will.
George fouls the next pitch out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Actually, 1 ball, 2 strikes on George. Tanner Cook on second base. Gursky with the pitch. Fly ball. Hit well to center field. Go ball. Off the fence. Here comes Cook around third. Clendenin's throw is going to be late. Nick George with a double to drive in Tanner Cook in the second run of the game. Flying Eagles up 2-0.
Took it to the deepest part of the field. And Huskies outfield, they played him pretty straight away. I thought they were in a little, it's tough. When teams are 2 hours away, they don't have scouting reports. So I thought maybe they played Nick a little too far in. And he showed them what happens if you make a mistake with him at the plate.
Timeout taken by Herbert Hoover. We're going to take a quick break, Coach. RCBSN Baseball.
Flying Eagle Network.
Back here at Staten Field, bottom of the first inning, Flying Eagles up 2-0. Nick George on second base with just an RBI double. Luke Sperry, the pitcher, up to bat. The cleanup hitter for the Flying Eagles takes the first pitch. J.R. Oliver called timeout and wanted to go out and just settle Gursky down a little bit, it looked like, Coach.
Yeah, and the Huskies are changing their strategy on second now. They're covering with the second baseman.
Sperry just a hair late on that fastball. Who's out of play for strike 1.
So now if you're RCB, you've got off to a great start. So can you keep getting quality at bats?
Nick Gursky with a curveball on the outside part of the plate, low for ball 2, 2-1 on Sperry. George on second base. Nobody out for the Flying Eagles. Here comes the pitch. Fastball, and Sperry drives it into left center. That's going to be one hop to the fence. Here comes around Nick George, and Sperry will go in standing into second with an RBI double.
Coach are just replacing each other on the bases.
And the hit barrage continues for the Flying Eagles. 4 batters, 4 hits, and 3 runs.
And that's what this lineup's capable of. And another underrated part of this RCB team is they don't swing at bad pitches. And there you see when Gursky makes a mistake, they jump right on it. And I would imagine we're going to get another quality at bat here by Big Than.
The shortstop, Nathaniel Junkins. Anthony Corsini is going to replace Luke Sperry as the courtesy runner. Nathaniel Junkins bunts him, moves him to third. And a quick play by Gursky just gets Nathaniel Junkins for the first out. At the top of the first.
Now coming to the plate for the
and it's a sacrifice bunt going to move Anthony Corsini to third base.
Big Dan got down the line quick. I thought he was going to leg that one out. Looks like the Huskies are starting their bullpen a little bit, just in case.
Corsini.
And again, that's one of the benefits when you have a guy on third that can move like Corsini. As a pitcher, you got to be careful, make sure all your pitches are clean.
First pitch on the second baseman, Braden Thomas, was a ball. Braden misses the squeeze bunt, and Corsini's thrown out at third base for the second out of the inning.
Kick off at third base makes it 2 outs.
Good throw by the catcher on that one.
Yeah, Grant Smith made a really nice throw down there, and he caught Corsini in no man's land. And
well, that's a tough throw going up the line because if you hit him in the back of the head, he's going to score. So very accurate and just what the doctor ordered for the pitcher Gursky.
Thomason batting for the Flying Eagles. Pitches inside.
I don't know how that didn't hit him.
Pretty athletic move to get out of the way of that pitch.
We should try to get him to play basketball next year. I think he'd be okay.
Here comes the pitch to Thomason inside. Takes it down the third base line, foul.
I call Braden a little bit of, Mr. Do Everything. He's so good at just getting on base. He's so good at what he does in the field. And then when they call on him to pitch, he's not the biggest guy in the world, but, man, he's so effective out on the mound. And we learned last night this is his first year playing baseball since he was 12. So
Gursky with a fastball on the outside. Nice. Swing and a miss by Thomason for strike 3. Flying Eagles get 3 runs on 4 hits. Nobody left on base at the end of 1 full inning. Robert C. Byrd 3, Herbert Hoover nothing. RCBSN Baseball.
Flying Eagle Network.
This is good. Back here at Staten Field, top of the second inning. Flying Eagles up 3-0. Luke Sperry on the mound for Robert C. Byrd. The catcher, Grant Smith, in the box for the Huskies of Herbert Hoover. Off-speed pitch, just low for ball 1 on Grant Smith.
Very efficient first inning for Luke. 3 up, 3 down, 2 of them strikeouts. So see if he can keep the momentum going this inning.
Second pitch is low and away for ball 2.
This is the first time I can remember Luke being down 2 pitches in at bat. So that speaks to how well he's done getting ahead.
2 balls, no strikes on Smith. Luke Sperry in the windup. Fastball hit to left center field. Left center field. And Tanner Cook camps under it for out number 1.
Can of corn, Coach.
That'll bring to the plate number 12, Ryan Beasley.
Tanner does just such a great job of getting jumps off balls hit to him.
He really does, and he knows how to play this outfield. And, you know, when you're a visitor coming in here, I know that people might think a baseball field's a baseball field, but each field has its own little nuances, and Tanner does a good job figuring that out for the Flying Eagles.
Ryan Beasley, the right fielder at bat for the Huskies. Fastball right on the inside corner, swing and a miss for strike 1. Good pitch by Luke Sperry.
There's the Luke we've seen getting that first pitch strike.
Luke comes set. Here's the pitch. Fastball just on the outside corner for ball 1.
Just missed there. Good location, though.
Even the count on Beasley, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Just sitting thinking what a beautiful day this is, and what was it, Monday or Sunday that we had snow on the ground?
Yeah, they actually had a game canceled this week for snow.
Monday, that's right, yeah.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Beasley, and Sperry just painted the outside corner on the last pitch.
Oh.
Curveball up the middle.
Good piece of hitting.
Beasley takes it up the middle for the first hit of the ball game for the Huskies.
Base hit for Beasley brings up number
It was a
3,
curveball at him,
Andrew
curved inside.
Canterbury.
He didn't buckle. He kept his weight balanced, and he shot it right back up past Junkins at the shortstop at the middle. So good job by Beasley. We'll see if the Huskies get aggressive on the base pass here.
Canterbury, the DH for the Huskies in the box. Sperry with a nice pickoff move. Beasley's got to go in head first. He's in safely.
He caught Beasley a little flat-footed right there. Kind of false-stepped him, and Beasley got back in time, but Luke got his attention.
And the first pitch is on the inside corner for strike 1.
And that's just a great job of Luke with a guy on. Coach, you see how he changed his rhythm? He's pausing. That time he paused, then he went. So if he changes things up, it's tough to get a beat on a jump.
Hard hit ball to Rock. Rock picks it up, goes to first base. Canterbury's able to beat out the throw. Ball kind of bad hop and kind of handcuffed Rock at third base.
And he had a tough time finding it once he knocked it down. So
the Huskies, a couple runners on base here at the top of the second inning. Runners on first and second, 1 out. It's going to bring up the first baseman, Caleb Hackney. Sperry with a fastball on the outside corner, strike 1.
Luke's been in this situation several times this season. I wouldn't imagine that he's very flustered right now.
Fastball on the inside. We're going to have the infield fly rule in effect, so that's going to be out number 2 for the Huskies.
Play made by Nick George will bring up number 25.
And like I say, Luke, he wasn't, troubled by this situation, and now with 2 outs, runners at first and second, they have plays at 3 different bases, and Luke can concentrate on the batter. We'll see how they're going to hold the runner at second. Looks like they're going to bring Braden over, holding him a little bit.
The left fielder, Andrew Rollison, the pitcher, Nate Gursky up to bat. First pitch is in the dirt. Is a nice stop by Waylon Dodd. Keep the ball in front of him and did not allow the runners to advance. 1 ball, no strikes on Gursky. Sperry with the pitch. Gursky turns on it down the left field line. Back goes Bryce Bird. 1 hopped off the fence. Gursky's going to drive in Ryan Beasley for the first
RBI
run of the
for
game.
Gursky.
Yeah,
Now to the
Luke.
plate for Herbert Hoover, number
Luke made a
11,
little bit of a
Andrew
mistake on that one
Rawson.
and hung that ball in a little bit too far for Gursky, and Gursky took it for a
Courtesy
ride.
runner for the pitcher is number 1, Sam Sawyers.
Sawyer's into courtesy run for Herbert Hoover.
Now the Huskies within one clean hit of tying this game up.
Herbert Hoover's left fielder, Andrew Allison, and at bat. Runners on second and third, 2 outs. Bottom or top of the second inning. Flying Eagles ahead 3-1. Sperry on the mound to the number 9 hitter. Fastball high inside for ball 1.
This inning has reanimated the Husky dugout a little bit. They're engaged in the game and got a little rally going.
Sperry with the pitch. Blown away for ball 2.
What you don't want to have happen here if you're Luke is to turn this lineup over and get to the top. You really want to get this number 9 hitter right here.
2 balls, no strikes. And Sperry makes a move to second base, trying to catch Sawyer sleeping. Nice pickup by Braden Thomason on that throw.
I'll be honest with you, that's the first time I've seen him do a pickoff move this season, the second, on a game that we've done. So nice little change of pace there.
Sperry with a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike on the number 9 hitter, Andrew Rawlison. 2 outs, 2 runners on. Top of the second inning. Sperry in the windup. Fastball down the middle, swing and a miss for strike 2.
Two's on the board. See if Luke can just bear down here and get Rawlison.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Sperry with the pitch. Pitch is just outside. It's going to run the count full.
Just missed. Good idea. He's going to have to come at him here.
It's a tough pitch for Rawson to have to take right there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Full count now. Here's the payoff pitch. Runners on second and third, and Rawson calls timeout. Sperry steps off the rubber, and we'll get reset. Sperry gets a sign from Dodd. Here's the payoff pitch. Fastball turned down the left field line, foul.
Pitch looked like it was on the inner half. Rawson did a good job turning on it. And in fact, where they've gotten their hits this evening or this today is been on the inner half of the plate. They're definitely, they like to pull the ball. That's my way of saying, Coach, hope Luke pitches outside right here.
Dodd sits up on the outside half. Here's the pitch. Curveball. Hit to Ryland Rock. Rock gets caught in between where to go with the ball.
Put out at third by Ryland Rock.
And then Sawyers overruns third base.
Your score, Robert C. Byrd 3,
Run
Herbert
scored.
Hoover 2.
And Rock's able to get the out at third base.
Huskies didn't like that call.
So the Huskies are able to get 2 runs. So they get 2 runs on 2 hits. 2 runners are left on, or 1 runner's left on base at the end of 2 innings, or 1.5. Robert C. Byrd 3, Herbert Hoover 2. RCBSN Baseball.
The Flying Eagle Network.
Bottom of the second inning here at Staten Field. The left fielder, Bryce Bird, up to bat. 1 ball, no strikes. Gursky in the windup. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss by Bird. Even the count 1 ball, 1 strike.
Gursky survived the tough first inning. Going to try to get back on, back in a groove here.
Flying Eagles leading this contest 3-2. Bottom of the second inning. 2 balls, 1 strike on Bryce Bird. Gursky in the windup. Pitch is low and outside for ball 3.
As Bryce has done a lot this season, Coach, he's been getting on base at a nice clip, so hopefully he's getting something started for the Flying Eagles this inning.
And Gursky's pitch is low and away for ball 4.
Base on balls for Bryce Bird brings up number 5, Rylan Rock.
The third baseman for the Flying Eagles, Rylan Rock, in the box.
Huskies anticipating possibly a sacrifice situation, so they're figuring out how they're going to play. Looks like they're going to bring a third baseman in, and pitcher will cover first base line.
Bryce Bird with a big lead at first base. Gursky from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Check swing for strike 1. Tanner Hill.
Coach Hill putting some signs out there for his guys.
Tanner Hill relays the message to Rock and Bird on first base, and Gursky thinks something's up, so he makes an attempt to first base to try to keep the Flying Eagles maybe more conservative, or at least be conservative on that lead that Bird's got at first base. He goes to first again.
Goes both ways, Coach. We saw last night. You can keep going over there as a pitcher, but you make a bad throw, that runner could be possibly standing on third base. Looks like Smith wants to talk it over with Gursky a little bit and make sure they're all on the same page.
1 ball, 1 strikes a count. Actually, no balls, 1 strikes a count on Rock. Bryce Bird on first base for the Flying Eagles. Bird gets a big lead. He takes off.
Good job.
Ball's hit.
Nice piece of hitting.
Bad hop over the shortstop. Here comes Bryce Bird. And Coach Hill's going to hold him up at third base.
And that, in essence, becomes a hit-and-run situation because Bryce is already moving. And tough play for the shortstop. He wasn't able to squeeze that short hop. And we got runners on the corners. Great job by Rock hanging in there.
Yeah, nice hit there by Rock. You know, protecting the runner, probably hit and run like you said, Coach. And, the shortstop's trying to make a play. A bad hop occurs on top of it. And the Flying Eagles are in business with 2 runners on and nobody out. Top of the second inning.
A lot of options here with Dodd at the plate. Can let him swing, can hold him a little bit, see if we can get the runner to second. Squeeze is an option, sacrifice, so a couple ways to handle it.
The catcher, Waylon Dodd, batting for Flying Eagles. He squares around and he bunts it up the first base line. That's going to score the run. Nice play by Waylon Dodd to get the 4th run of the inning or game for the Flying Eagles.
Great job by
Waylon. The order for Robert C. Bird, number 4, Evan Moore.
Those are winning plays, Coach. You don't know how important that run's going to be, but imagine this is going to be a little bit of a pitcher's duel today. So great job by Waylon getting that run across.
Oh, great job by Waylon. Pitcher's on the outside half of the plate. He bunts it up the first base line, and that gets the Flying Eagles to the top of the lineup. Rock's on second base, another runner in scoring position. They only have 1 out, so Evan Warren the right fielder's up with a runner in scoring position, and Evans a tremendous hitter. So anytime you're at the bottom of your lineup, you can put players in position to score. It's going to benefit your team because he's the top of the lineup, can drive in runs. Grant Smith tries a pickoff play to second base. It squirts away, but picked up by the second baseman.
And the other important part is when you flip the lineup over and they get to see Gursky for the second time through. So all these batters have seen the way Gursky likes to approach them, how he likes to pitch them. So at least in theory, they should have a better handle on how they want to approach this at bat.
Ball's in the dirt by Gursky, and Rock's able to go in standing into third base. Evan Ward ahead in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. Herbert Hoover's going to pull their infield up here.
Gursky going from full windup.
Comes the pitch, swing and a miss by Evan Warren.
Is that 2-2, Coach?
That's what it says. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gursky with the off-speed pitch outside. Going to run the count full, 3-2.
Loves starting that curveball in the outer half and then getting it off the plate. It's very sweeping curveball, so good job by Warren laying off it.
Here's the payoff pitch. Fastball on the outside, part of the plate for strike 3. It's a big strikeout by Gursky for the second inning.
Now batting for Robert C. Byrd, number 1, Tanner Cook.
I think Coach Hill maybe had a question of the catcher's glove getting close to the bat of Warren, maybe inquiring if it hit it, and said it did not.
That's going to bring up the center fielder, Tanner Cook. He had an RBI in the first inning. Curveballs in there for strike 1.
And that's the first time Gursky has broke it at the batter across the plate. He's been usually going to the outside, so a little change up here for him.
Curveballs outside, low and away. That'll even the count on Cook. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And it becomes apparent that Gursky feels like his curveball is his most effective pitch as of right now. So you can see he's leaning on it.
1 ball, 1 strike. Fastball popped up. Out of play. Cook behind in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Flying Eagles up 4-2. Bottom of the second inning. Ryland Rock on third base. 2 outs.
I'd like to see him get this run across.
Our conversation with manager Tanner Hill before the game, that's what he pointed out was, when runners are in score position, the Flying Eagles got to be able to get hits. Swing and a miss by Cook, and that'll end the inning. Flying Eagles are able to get 1 run on 2 hits, 1 runner left on base at the end of 2 innings complete. Robert C. Byrd 4, Herbert Hoover 2, RCBSN Baseball.
Flying Eagle Network.
Back here at Staten Field, a beautiful Saturday afternoon on the campus of Robert C. Byrd High School. Temperatures in the low 80s. Slight right to left field wind. Leading off the top of the third inning for the Huskies is a center fielder, Cole Clendenin. Sperry gets set. Here comes the pitch. Pitch is low for ball one.
Cole had a nice at bat. The first inning had a 9-pitch at bat and ended up striking out looking, but he gave Sperry a run for his money.
Fastball on the outside corner for strike one. Dodge sets up on the outside half of the plate. Here's the pitch. Just missed high for ball two.
I like the way Sperry's approaching it, though. It's tough for high school kids on the outer part of the plate to push the ball the opposite way, so he's forcing their hand with it.
Clendenin turns on an inside fastball. He'll foul it down the left field line for strike two. Hard hit ball, but just ends up being a strike, Coach.
Well, it was, and then we're seeing this again today when that ball is on the inner half of the plate. Husky batters are turning on it quick.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Clendenin. Here's the pitch. Curveball. Stays inside. He tried to go with that backup curveball again and just stayed on the inner half. The plate just missed for ball 3. It's going to, and you can see why Clendenin's a leadoff hitter. It's another 3-2 count he's worked.
Yeah, he's done a great job today so far.
Sperry the fastball foul back. Clendenin to stay alive.
Absolutely what you want from your leadoff hitter.
Sperry with a payoff pitch. Paints the outside corner for a swing and a miss for strike 3.
Good job, Luke, fighting through that. Clendenin's proven to be one of the tougher outs today for the Husky batters. So Luke battled him and brings up Bounds, the third baseman. He struck out swinging his first time at bat.
Third baseman Landon Bounds in the box. Sperry gets a signal from Dodd. Here comes the pitch. Bounds hits a fastball right back up the middle for a base hit.
Nice piece of hitting by Bounds.
Single for Landon Bounds brings up number 10, Colin Lindsay.
A shortstop, Colin Lindsay, is up to bat.
Sperry left that over the plate, the fat part of the plate. And, the Husky hitters have done a really good job today taking advantage of any mistakes that Luke makes.
Bounds with the lead at first base. Sperry from the stretch. Here comes the pitch. Fastball right down the middle for strike 1.
I think Whalen was going to come up firing on that one.
He came out of the catcher's box pretty quick right there and actually lost control on the transition. I think he was going to first base. I think you're correct, Coach. No balls, 1 strike on a number 3 hitter.
Ooh.
Oh, and Luke Sperry does a great job actually picking off Bounds. Bounds is in the air, diving back, and that was a great tag by Nick George. He gets him on the left shoulder while he's diving back in, and, it looks like Bounds was in the air when he was tagged.
Great move, but like you said, Coach, great job by Nick getting that tag down, and, great play all around to snuff out what is potentially a rally. Sperry's pitch is blown away for ball 1. It's going to even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now with your
on Lindsey.
number 3 hitter up, no runners on base, 2 outs. Now you can, if you're Luke, you got all the pitches available that you want to throw, all your locations.
Sperry with a fastball on the outer half of the plate, fouled away for strike 2. Sperry way ahead in the count, Coach.
1-2. I could foresee a little bit of a outside curveball here. We'll see where Whalen sets up.
1 ball, 2 strikes on the shortstop, Colin Lindsey.
Gonna climb the ladder, I think.
Sperry in the pitch is high and fouled away. Now Lindsey did a nice job of fouling that pitch out of play.
Changing eye levels, Sperry is, so they went high that last time. So I would maybe expect something lower this time. Wouldn't shock me to see the Tony Pena crouch.
Comes the pitch. Curveballs inside. It's going to even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Even though there's no runners on, number 3 hitter on a good squad, you don't want to make a mistake and give up a run right here. There's the outer half.
Curveball to Lindsey's line down the left field line. Foul.
Today with the weather, this is a scenario that these teams probably haven't dealt with this year, and that's a little bit of the heat, a little bit of the humidity. So we'll see as this game progresses how both teams react to that.
And we've got Wrigley Field winds here today, with the wind now flying straight out to center field. Here comes the pitch, fouled back. Lindsey stays alive. Sperry comes set. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Fly ball to left center field. Cook's camping under it and makes the play easily to end the inning.
Tanner Cook runs that one down to end the top of the 3rd. Heading to the bottom of the 3rd. Your score, Robert C. Byrd 4.
Just got a little bit under that. Good job by Luke. The long out. A lot of oohs and ahs from the crowd, but Cook does a great job patrolling center field for the Flying Eagles.
So Herbert Hoover has no runs on 1 hit. Nobody left on base at the end of 2.5 innings. The Robert C. Byrd Flying Eagles 4. Herbert Hoover Huskies 2. RCBSN Baseball.
Flying Eagle Network. Back
here at Staten Field, bottom of the 3rd inning. Flying Eagles are up on the Huskies 4-2.
Leading off for the Eagles.
Leading
number
off
23, Nick George.
For Robert C. Bird's the first baseman, Nick George.
First at bat in the first inning, Nick hit a ball about as far as you can hit it here at the field and keep it in play.
Yeah, he turned a double. I think if the wind's blowing like it is now, I think that ball's gone as hard as he hit it.
It's on the softball field if he gets a hold of it here.
Nate Gursky in the windup for Herbert Hoover. Here's the pitch. Pitch is inside for ball one.
And Gursky smartly, wisely, starts him off with an off-speed, trying to keep Nick off balance.
1 ball, no strikes on George. Here's the pitch. Low and away. Ball two. Nick was able to use those quick movements on that curveball and not allow it to hit him the other day in the game. First game yesterday, I think he was hit twice.
Yeah, he took a beating yesterday.
And George pounds the ball over the left fielder's fence, off the wall, in the air. Nick George into second base for his second stand-up double.
He smoked that pitch. You know, we were joking his cat-like quickness, but my gosh, for a guy his size, his hands are some of the quickest hands I've seen. And, again, it goes to he doesn't swing at bad pitches. He's just a tough guy to get out.
Well, we've talked all year long, too, Coach. What a good base runner once he gets on the base.
One of their best ones. And he's not all speed, but he's smart and just takes good angles.
Gursky's fast ball is fouled back by Luke Sperry. Sperry, the number 4 hitter and pitcher for Flying Eagles, trying to help himself. Runner in scoring position.
Help his own cause here.
Gursky with the second pitch in for called strike 2. Gursky's way ahead in the count here on Sperry.
Flying Eagles weren't happy with that call. Thought it was a little high.
I'd like to see Sperry at least be able to hit the ball to the right side of the field here and move the runner up 90 feet. Pitch is away, but he doesn't need to move him over. Wild pitch there on a 0-2 count is going to advance George to third base.
And that's the risky run when you're throwing the curveball to that far outside, that it kicks away. And one more of those, and Nick's going to cross home standing up.
So Nick George on third base, no outs for the Flying Eagles. Another off-speed pitch on the outside part of the plate, low and away. That's going to even the count on Sperry to 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Be anxious to see if Gursky comes inside here.
Gursky from the stretch, fastball, low and away. Here comes George. There's going to be a play at the plate. And George easily crosses the plate for run number 5 for the Flying Eagles.
Sperry runs the count to full.
So he's battled back in this at bat, allowed 2 wild pitches to get by.
Absolutely. Wouldn't discount a curveball here, though.
Fastball. Sperry turns on it.
Oh, great play.
Nice play by Bounds, Landon Bounds. Great play from third base. Throws on to the first baseman for the first out.
Yeah, he grabbed that on the short hop. If he doesn't get that clean, he's standing on first. So great job by Bounds. Big Than sacrificed the first inning, did a good job getting the runner across, so I'm sure he'll be swinging this at bat.
Daniel Junkins, a shortstop. First pitch by Gursky's low and inside for ball 1.
You know, they got 3 runs in the first, but if they can just keep adding runs every inning like they're doing, with Sperry on the mound, he's not going to give up a big inning, and they're going to be in good shape.
Gursky's pitch is just outside for ball 2.
Smith trying to frame that one and get a call, but Blue wasn't biting.
Flying Eagles have done a good job this season as well. Even when they have got an out to start an inning, that rally's available for this lineup at any point in time.
We've seen two out lightning happen a couple times this season with this club, so they always feel like they're within striking distance. .30, big Than was
taken all the way right there. 3 balls, 1 strike. Gursky in the windup. Here's the pitch. Daniel fouled back. Strike 2. He came 2 fastballs right down the middle. And Than was on that when he just missed it. Just unable to level it up. Full count, Nathaniel Junkins. Gursky in the full windup. Here's the payoff pitch. Fastball on the inside corner called, strike 3. And that'll be the second out of the inning for Robert C. Byrd. It's going to bring up the second baseman, Braden Thomason.
Following the strikeout up for the Eagles, number 7, Braden Thomason.
So Gursky did a nice job. He's down 3-0 to Junkins in that at bat, and he comes with 3 straight fastballs. And that last fastball was well located on the inside part of the plate.
Yeah, it was a nice pitch Gursky made against Junkins.
Thomason's first pitch is fouled away. Gursky, no balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Fastball on the outside corner for strike 2.
Gursky's giving up some runs today, but he's battling.
Put Thomason behind the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Curveball.
I think everyone thought that was going to be a 3rd strike, and good job by Braden holding off.
Pitch was high. And Thomason hits a little flare to the shortstop.
Grant Smith makes
Colin Lindsey for the 3rd out.
correction. Colin Lindsey makes the play to end the inning.
Flying Eagles get 1 run on 1 hit. Nobody left on base at the end of 3 innings complete. Robert C. Byrd 5, Herbert Hoover 2, RCBSN Baseball.
Flying Eagle Network.
Leading off, number 6, Grant Smith.
Back here at Staten Field, top of the 4th inning. RCB up on the Herbert Hoover Huskies 5-2. Leading off the top of the 4th, the catcher, Grant Smith, and Sperry in with a fastball on the inside part of the plate for strike 1.
Smith flew out to Cook, second inning, last at bat.
Sperry had the count, no balls, 1 strike. Off-speed pitches in the dirt for ball 1. That'll even the count on Smith. 1 ball, 1 strike. Off-speed pitch hit to right field. Evan Warren camps under it for out number 1 of the 4th inning.
Evan Warren in right field for the first out.
Yeah, easy fly out. You know, that's another thing that Bird has going for him. They have 3 very athletic outfielders, guys that know how to play, especially this home field. So it's just such an advantage when you're a pitcher and that ball's in the air and you know there's a good chance that your guys are going to come down with it.
Ryan Beasley was part of the rally that scored a couple runs in the 2nd inning. He's up at bat, the right fielder. Had a base hit his first time. Sperry paints the outside part of the plate for strike 1.
Luke's probably aware of that, and he great first pitch, gets that first pitch strike, and
Flying Eagles playing not an entire shift, but a little bit of a shift. They expect to, Beasley to try to pull the ball. Sperry's pitch is alone away for ball 1.
That's one of the things these Husky hitters have shown today is a knack and an ability to pull the ball.
Sperry with the 1-1 pitch. And the windup, here's the pitch. Off-speed pitch, swing and a miss for strike 2.
It almost looked like a changeup that he threw down the middle. Didn't look like it had any break on it, but it definitely fooled Beasley.
Sperry heading the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dodd set up on the outer half. Curveball blown away for ball 2. That'll even the count 2-2 on Beasley.
Just such for a high school pitcher to have 3 pitches he can lean on like Luke does, just such an advantage.
Beasley trying to mix up Sperry. Sperry's been comfortable pitching. He calls a late timeout right there just to make Sperry go through the process again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dodd on the outside part of the plate. Here's the pitch. Change-up's a low in the dirt for ball 3. Run the count full.
I would say curveball here.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Sperry with a pitch. Fastball on the outer half of the plate. Ball lifted to the right fielder, Evan Warren. Takes a couple steps over and makes the play.
Play for the second out.
Another good play by Evan out there.
Up to the plate.
Beasley took it for a ride, but Evan didn't have any problem tracking it down, getting underneath of it.
So the DH is up, Andrew Canterbury.
I think last at bat he got on an error, so infield playing a little bit of a shift here.
Sperry with a breaking ball in there for strike 1.
And you know, if you're going to play your guys on a shift like that, you want to probably pitch a right-handed hitter inside.
Second pitch is low inside for ball 1. It's one thing I give the Herbert Hoover Huskies credit for. They'll work a count.
They will. They've done a good job today with it. And
1 ball, 1 strike on Canterbury. Top of the 4th inning. Flying Eagles up 5-2.
So now if you're Canterbury and you're looking at the infield and you see the big hole between first and second, you have to ask yourself, am I going to try to do something I'm not comfortable doing, which keep my hands back and going that way, or I'm just going to take my swing as I have been?
2-1 pitch is on the outside part of the plate, swing and a miss. That pitch full Canterbury.
Well, he'd been pitching him inside this at bat, and Luke came outside on that pitch to change it up.
That'll even the count.
Thing is, you pitch it outside and he gets a hold of it with the shift on. It's going to make it easier for it to go where you don't have guys. So, see what Luke chooses here.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And off-speed pitch, swing and a miss.
Strikeout notched by Sperry.
For out number 3.
The
And the Huskies go quietly in the top of the 4th. 3 up, 3 down. They have no runs on no hits. No one is left on base. The Flying Eagles up 5-2 on Herbert Hoover. RCBSN Baseball.
The Flying Eagle Network.
Back here at Staten Field, bottom of the 4th inning. Robert C. Byrd ahead of the Huskies from Herbert Hoover, 5-2. With the number 7 hitter, the starting left fielder, Bryce Byrd, leading off the inning for Robert C. Byrd. Basil Lucas here with Coach Ryan Lance on the call. Today's contest.
Bryce walked his last at bat.
Nate Gursky paints the outside corner for strike 1.
Is it me or that outside corner getting longer?
Well, it's more like a platter, Coach. It was more like a platter strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I got you.
Bryce Byrd takes Gursky's 3rd pitch inside for ball 2. Bryce ahead in the count. 2 balls, 1 strike. Gursky in the full windup. Here's the pitch. Inside, and Bryce fights it off, fouls it down the 3rd base line, foul. That'll even the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Good job by Bryce fighting that off. 2-2 count. Try to stay alive here.
Turns around and shows butt. 2-2, and Gursky throws an off-speed pitch pretty far outside for ball 3.
You don't see that often. Maybe
That's a lot of confidence.
Mental warfare going on right here.
A lot of confidence in. But that's a tip to the bat control that Bryce Byrd has.
In all seriousness, Bryce has done a great job this season laying down bunts. So it's got the Huskies are concerned. The coach wants to walk out and have a talk with his guys, and this is how Bryce started it off in the second inning, and they got a run out of it.
So J.R. Oliver, the manager of Herbert Hoover, looks like he's going to make a pitching change. We're going to take a stop here, and we come back while this is going on. RCBSN Baseball.
Flying Eagle Network.
Back here at Staten Field.
New pitcher coach, so we'll see what his pickoff is like.
Will Bourne on the hill for Herbert Hoover, and
Runner advances on
Bryce Burr, or excuse me, Braden Thomason hits actually it was Rylan Rock.
Yeah. He did a good job getting the runner advanced, put him in scoring position for Whalen. Now several things or opportunities for Whalen here. For Coach Hill to utilize him. Whalen's very comfortable swinging the bat. He's also comfortable laying down a bunt. So with Bryce on the base path, you have an athletic base runner.
So it's a nice play by Colin Lindsay, the shortstop. Whalen Dawn with a bloop in between.
Drop.
And it does drop for a base hit. That's going to take Bryce Bird into third. The Flying Eagles got action on the base paths. Runners on first and third, one out. And we're back to the top of the lineup.
Whalen did a good job hanging in there. Just threw the bat head out there and dropped it in right in front of the center fielder. Now the Flying Eagles are in business. First and third, one out. The Huskies trying to set their defense up.
So Flying Eagles back to the top of the lineup with Evan Warren.
Number 27, J.D. Ford.
And Coach Hill didn't take very much time. They hit and ran right off the bat right there. Coach had action going on. And then Whalen comes up, first pitch.
Oh, that's awesome.
What a great play by Evan Warren. Great bunt by Evan Warren. He's able to squeeze in the sixth run for the Flying Eagles. See, bunts it up the first base line. That's going to bring Bird.
First baseman for the Huskies? Is that Hackney?
Looks like Evan Warren may have stepped on the back of his foot coming up the line. So Gursky, Evan Warren may have stepped on Gursky going up the first baseline.
It's a great bunt by Evan, getting that run across. And, of course, Evan's going to hustle up the line and sometimes on some bang-bang stuff. Looks like he's all right. Going to hang in there.
So Gursky's okay. That's good. Flying Eagles get their 6th run off a sacrifice bunt from Evan Warren. J.D. Ford comes into courtesy run for Waylon Dodd.
J.D.'s coming in. He's a freshman. It's a role he's been familiar with this season. He's usually the one of the first guys off the bench in a courtesy runner role, and Coach Hill's very comfortable with J.D. out there.
Number 1, Tanner Cook.
So Tanner Cook, the center fielder, up here with 2 outs, bottom of the 4th inning. Will Bourne with a off-speed curveball in there for strike 1.
That's a wiffle ball curve. Made Tanner buckle a little bit.
Coach, I thought I watched you move a little bit there as you were sitting there.
I ducked.
Off-speed pitch is blown away for ball 1. Thrown 2 off-speed pitches to start Cook at this at-bat. Bourne with the pitch. Fastball on the outside for ball 2.
It appears that Bourne is very comfortable with his curveball.
Well, Cook's got a couple holes here in the infield with a runner in scoring because they haven't committed who they're going to play.
Great job.
And it's a hard hit ball to the third baseman over to first. Bounds
Nice play by
to Gursky, and that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. Flying Eagles are able to score 1 run on 1 hit. 1 ran left on base at the end of 4 innings complete. Robert C. Byrd 6, Herbert Hoover 2, RCBSN Baseball.
Flying Eagle Network.
Back here at Staten Field, top of the 5th inning. Flying Eagles ahead of Herbert Hoover 6-2. Leading off the top half of the 5th inning, the pitcher, number 5, Will Bourne. Luke Sperry still on the hill for the Flying Eagles. Got a nice game going. Fastball's fouled. Actually, fair ball. And Bourne's able to
Infield
outrun.
single for number 5, Will Bourne.
Thought maybe the sound sounded like it maybe hit off the foot, but just a hard ground here at Staten Field.
Courtesy runner for the Huskies will be number 1, Sam Sawyers. Now at the plate.
So Sam Sawyers
for
in the
Hoover,
courtesy run for the pitcher.
Number 25, Nate Gursky.
So the first baseman, Nate Gursky, is going to bring him to the plate, the number 8 hitter. One on. First pitch by Sperry's in there for strike 1. Sperry with a pickoff play to first base. Sawyer's back in there safely. No balls, 1 strike on Gursky. Fastball inside's fouled back for strike 2. Sperry ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Runner on first, nobody out. Top of the 5th inning. Sperry off-speed pitch. Dodd throws down the first base. Nick George and Sawyer's in easily, safely.
Dodd keeping him honest at first. Coming up throwing. It's a lot easier when you have a right-handed hitter to shoot it up the first baseline. You don't have to duck around a batter.
It's a nice play by Nick George to make sure that throw didn't get away. Sperry in with a curveball low. It's going to even the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's one of the benefits of having a guy like Nick at first. A big target, athletic guy. He can make your throwing a little easier.
Sperry's pitch is inside for ball 3.
Nick shortened up his follow-through a little bit on that one. It might be a little fatigue setting in. You know, like I say, it's more humid than these guys are used to. So
here's the payoff pitch. Let's see what the Herbert Hoover here does here, Coach. Sawyers doesn't take off, and the pitch is fouled back for Gursky, staying alive. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Down 4 runs. I was anxious to see what the Huskies would do there. Foul ball by Gursky. And it falls foul and enables Gursky to stay alive.
Tough play for Dodd. He turned the correct way with his back to the field to try to counteract that backspin, but just wasn't able to squeeze that one.
Well, it's something, too, you know, an afternoon game, the sun can play some havoc as well, Coach.
Absolutely.
Full count on Gursky. Sperry in the stretch. Here comes the pitch. Oh, and he just missed it.
Base on balls for Gursky.
That's going to bring up the left fielder.
Now to the plate, number 11,
Andrew Rollison.
That was close.
Hoover has runners on first and second, nobody out. Top of the 5th inning.
Wouldn't shock me to see a little bit of a sacrifice here, but doesn't look like the Flying Eagles are.
And Rollison tries to bunt, and it's bunted back foul for strike 1. Kind of jammed him on that fastball, Coach.
He did. He did. Looks like they're going to move Rock in just a little bit. That's usually the play when you got a guy at first, but
Yeah, that's just a normal-sized dish as the umpire is cleaning off the plate. I thought maybe it was a platter, but it's just a normal dish, Coach.
He's just clearing that up for you.
Yeah, it's been cleaned off now. I've got a better visual of it now. Rollison squares around.
Got it.
And Dodd throws a strike to Ryland Rock to record the first out of the inning.
Great job by Dodd catching him between the bases, and Whalen didn't hesitate to throw the ball to Ryland when it was time. And great placement, too, right on the front. All Ryland had to do was bring it down and make that tag, block the bag.
So Herbert Hoover tries to start the runner, or at least one runner, and they don't get the button down. It's 0-2. Pitch is inside for ball one. Don't get the button down, and Sawyers is thrown out at third base easily.
Yeah. Once you start something, it's tough to stop in the middle and then reevaluate. Almost better off just finishing through. And
Sperry with a nice move.
Nick tried to backhand that tag a little bit and catch him.
Thought he did a nice job there with that. It sounded like he nicked his shoulder.
Again, that's Nick's athleticism.
Gursky's back in safely. Rollison behind the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fights off the inside pitch to stay alive at 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I think he pitching him inside a little bit, anticipating a sacrifice. Now with 2 strikes, he can work the whole plate a little better.
Here's the pitch. Curveball
Nice
right
pitch.
down the middle for strike 3. Nice pitch by Luke Sperry up 1-2. Went inside a couple of times. Rollison's able to fight it off. Then he comes back with a curveball and freezes Rollison for strike 3 and the second out of the inning.
Great job by Luke. Great approach.
So the caught stealing really caused a major problem now. It's taking Herbert Hoover out of a possible big inning.
Well, the adage, you never make the first or third out at third, and that's kind of biting the Huskies here this inning.
So there's 2 down now. Sperry with a fastball low and away for ball 1. That'll even the count on the leadoff hitter, Cole Clendenin, who struck out twice today.
Struck out twice, but he's taken Sperry deep into his pitch count each at bat.
Fastball just misses.
It must be back to the dish, Coach. If that was the platter, I think it might have caught the corner.
Two balls, 1 strike on Clendenin, the center fielder of the Huskies.
You don't want to mess around here if you're Luke. You don't want to put this 2 runners on with the meat of their lineup coming up.
So Sperry behind the count, 3 balls, 1 strike. Nate Gursky's on first base for Herbert Hoover. Sperry in the windup. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And for the 3rd consecutive at bat,
Runs it full.
3 balls, 2 strikes on Cole Clendenin.
That look off speed to you, Coach?
Might have been a changeup there, Coach. Here comes the payoff pitch. Fouled back. Gursky
Here we go.
has to jog his way back to first base. 2 outs, he was off on the pitch. It's the wheels on the bases going round and round here. Top of 5, Staten Field. Beautiful Saturday afternoon on the campus of Robert C. Byrd High School. Clendenin pops it up. And Junkins goes over and calls everybody off and records the third out of the inning. Herbert Hoover has no runs on one hit. There's one runner left on base. At the end of 4.5 innings, Robert C. Byrd 6, Herbert Hoover 2, RCBSN Baseball.
Flying Eagle Network.
Back here at Staten Field, bottom of the 5th inning, the Flying Eagles ahead of the Huskies of Herbert Hoover.
Leading off
6-2.
Number 23, Nick George.
Will Bourne on the hill for Herbert Hoover. Came in the game in relief the last inning. And the Flying Eagles have their number 3 batter, the first baseman, Nick George, at bat. Nick's had a great game so far. First pitch curveball, and he slams one down the left field line. And Nick George goes in for his 3rd double of today's game.
Nick George with another
I mean, like clockwork. Big man shows his quick hands again and rips the ball down the line. It's a curveball in the inner half, and he makes him pay.
Luke Sperry.
Luke Sperry, the cleanup batter for the Flying Eagles, up to bat. Position to help himself out. Tanner Hill's going to make a
pinch runner here.
Pinch runner here for Nick.
My guess is Coach Hill might want to use Nick later if he needs him this game as a pitcher. Want to save some wear and tear on his legs and give JD another opportunity to get out there.
JD Ford in as the pinch runner for Nick George. I think if Nick gets up again, I think they may just put him on first base to hedge their bet.
Yeah, you just intentionally walk him, you're saving yourself a base at least.
So Luke Sperry in the box. Will Bourne from the stretch. Curveballs blown away for ball 1.
Curveball, pretty nice. Drops right off the table there, and good job by Sperry holding off.
Another off-speed pitch, and
go,
Nate Smith throws it into center field, and J.D. Ford scampers into third base on the wild throw from the catcher.
Yeah, I don't just not a great play by the Huskies there, giving up a free base like that.
So Sperry fouls the pitch back, make the count, runs the count 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Again, Flying Eagles haven't had a big inning today, even though they got 3 runs in the first, but they've been consistent adding each inning, and that's contributed and put them in a nice spot, comfortable spot.
Swing and a miss by Sperry. Smith throws it down the first base line, hits Sperry in the back. That's going to allow J.D. Ford to score, and Luke Sperry's going to run into second base on a two-base throwing error by the catcher.
And the coach is going to beg for runner's interference or call for it, but he was within the base pass. He wasn't outside.
Well, J.R. Oliver's saying that that's what happened, but I think, the home plate umpire blatantly seen what was going on, and he was within his right to where he's supposed to be. And
Oliver's saying if he was in the baseline, there was no way he would have hit him. I don't that's putting a lot of faith that your catcher's throw was dead on.
Well, the fact of the matter is what he didn't see was the ball actually hit Sperry in the right shoulder blade.
Right. It wasn't
even remotely close.
It wasn't close. And the ump is in a great position to see that right down the line.
Nathaniel Junkins.
And Coach, it pains me to agree with an umpire, but it's a good call right there.
Well, Bourne with a curveball in for strike one on the shortstop, Nathaniel Junkins. Flying Eagles up 7-2.
I think Coach Hill gave Than a sign, and then he just waved it off, told him to take his cut.
Junkins drives the ball down the left field line, just hooking foul right at the fence. Nathaniel jumped on that off-speed pitch.
Yeah, got the barrel head out a little bit in front of it, pulled that foul. I would imagine Big Than's going to see a steady dose of curveball here.
No balls, 2 strikes on Junkins. Corsini, Kersey running on second base, and Bourne throws a hook on the inside corner for strike 3.
Strikeout for Bourne brings up number 7, Braden Thomason.
Second baseman, Braden Thomason. It's interesting, Coach. Gursky comes up on the line here. And Thomason lines a shot into left center field. Corsini rounds third, and he will score the 8th run of the day for the Flying Eagles.
Scores number 14, Anthony Corsini.
Great job by Braden. Off speed, he hangs in there, hits it right in the gap. Good job by the Huskies getting the ball, and I really thought for a second there that Braden was going to end up on second.
Now to the plate for Robert C. Byrd, number 2, Bryce Byrd.
And Thomason with a big lead. Smith throws to first base. And Thomason's able to scamper back to the base safely. Slides in head first.
Braden active at first. I think the first baseman a little too far up the line to get the tag down. Good job hitting. Hit and run.
Hit and run for the Flying Eagles. Here's Thomason into third base. Good job.
Bryce Byrd with the single. Thomason goes first to third.
Bryce Byrd goes on to second base after the base hit.
Great execution by the Flying Eagles. They've been aggressive with their hit and runs, been aggressive on the base pass, and just constantly putting pressure on the opposing defense.
And I got to give credit to Herbert Hoover there. Bond backs up like he's supposed to. That ball squirts away from the third baseman. And it looks like, an opportunity for Thomason to score, but he can't because Bond's where he's supposed to be.
Yeah. They're bringing the infield in.
So Ryland Rock at the plate with ducks on the pond. Here at Staten Field. Runners on second and third. No balls, one strike. Fastball.
Oh, beautiful.
Over the second baseman's head. And that's going to plate Braden Thomason and Bryce Bird to extend the Flying Eagle lead to 10-2. And still only one out in the inning.
Great piece of hitting by Rock. Outer half, he takes the pitch where it was pitched, and infield was already in anyway, made it an easier play, and he gets 2 ribbies on it. Now,
so Herbert Hoover's going to call a timeout here and have a little bit of a conference. And
yeah, they're going to talk about some things. And
Flying Eagles have been able this inning to hit the ball in the spots where the ball was going to fall in cleanly.
And Coach, you're right, and that's not happenstance. It's not some magic they're doing. It's on for a purpose. They've done it each game this season. That's something they've attempted to do, and they've been executing it perfectly today. And it's just a credit to Coach Hill and his guys for pulling it off.
Robert C. Bird now up on Herbert Hoover, 10-2. Trying to make that ride back down 79. A quiet ride.
Last at bat, Whalen wrapped one right up the middle for a single, so see if he can keep the rally going.
Will Board pick off play to first base and rock in safely. The catcher, Waylon Dodd, at the plate with one out. Bottom of 5. Fastball's in there for strike 1. That's one of his few fastballs. Flying Eagles have some action in the bullpen as Nick George is up, loosening up now. Pickoff play back to first base and rocks in safely. Waylon Dodd hits a shot to the third baseman. Throws on to first base for out number 2. Nice play by Landon Bounds to Nagurski for the second out.
Yeah, I thought that hop was going to handcuff him a little bit, but he kept his head down, stayed with it, made a nice throw. Got the runner advanced to second, so potential game-winning run comes to the plate with Evan.
Pass ball is going to allow Rock to advance to third base. Flying Eagles up 10-2. Runner on third base. Fastball's fouled back for strike 1 on Evan Warren.
Evans singled on the first inning. Scored the first run of the game.
Fastball on the outer half, fouled back. No balls, 2 strikes on Evan. 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th inning. Flying Eagles lead at 10-2. Curveballs. Low for ball 1. Nice job by Nate Smith blocking the ball in the dirt there.
Tough day to be a catcher this, first day really of the season where we've had heat being an issue. Being in that gear and that dust. Evan battling. Battling up there the way you like to see your leadoff hitter do. Huskies staying in a stretch.
Fastball's blown away for ball 4. Evan Warren does a great job of working that count back to full.
So now if you're Huskies, got guys at the corners, how you going to play it? Again, several ways you can do it. You can go after the runner if he takes off. You can cut it off. You can back to the pitcher. Sometimes they just throw it straight to third, try to catch the runner at third flat-footed.
Fastball's high.
That's exactly what they did.
Smith's throw down to the third baseman, Lowndes. Rock gets in there safely. Warren didn't go on the pitch. We got runners on first and second. 1 ball, no strikes on the center fielder, Tanner Cook. Fastball's in there for strike 1. I didn't know if the Flying Eagles would get a little bit of action going on the base pads just to make them, move a little bit. But
yeah, it Warren represents the
Warren did take off on the 1-1 count.
almost like a late steal right there.
And couldn't tell if Tanner was just trying to protect him there.
Yeah.
It's a late swing, and I didn't know if he just was trying to protect him in that situation. Makes the count 1 ball, 2 strikes on Tanner. Curveball's low.
All right, now
So-
we're in a situation where a base hit wins it.
Base hit to win the game. Because of the 10-run rule, we're in the 5th inning here. Flying Eagles up 10-2.
I tell you who you don't want to see come up if you're the Huskies. That's Big Nick George.
Well, no place to put him if
No.
Tanner's able to work a walk here.
I think if Big Nick comes up, you might as well go ahead and start the bus.
Runners on second and third. 3-2 count. Fastball right on the outside corner, called strike 3. Flying Eagles were able to pick up 4 more runs in the inning. And 4 runs on 4 hits. 2 men left on base at the end of 5 complete innings. Robert C. Byrd 10, Herbert Hoover 2. RCBSN Baseball.
Flying Eagle Network.
Back at Staten Field, top of the 6th inning, Robert C. Byrd ahead of Herbert Hoover, 10-2. The third baseman, Landon Bounds, leading off for the Huskies. Luke Sperry on the hill for the Flying Eagles. First pitch is low and away for ball one. Sperry comes set. Here's the pitch. Fastball on the inside corner. That'll even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sperry with an off-speed pitch in the dirt. Makes the count 2 balls, 1 strike on the third baseman Bounds. Bounds had a hit his last time at bat. Fastball up high. And Bounds way late on that swing. Sperry with a little high cheese. 2 balls, 1 strike. To even the count at 2-2. Sperry with a curveball on the outside. Low and away for ball 3. That'll run the count full on Landon Bounds. Leadoff hitter. Top of the 6th inning for Herbert Hoover. Fastball. The outside half. Thomason picks up the grounder onto George for out number 1. Nice play by Braden Thomason on the chopper up the middle to get out number 1. That'll bring up the shortstop, Colin Lindsay. First pitch is low for ball 1. Coach, you ever feel like you're on an island?
Sometimes. Ooh.
And Sperry pitches inside and hits Lindsay. He'll advance to first base on the hit batter.
Now up to bat, number 6, Grant Smith.
That'll bring up the cleanup hitter and the catcher, Grant Smith.
Grant's flown out center field and right field. His 2 at-bats earlier this afternoon.
Lindsay's got a pretty good lead at first base. Sperry with a nice move to first base, and Lindsay goes in head first, safe. Fastballs. Foul back for strike 1.
Luke's pitched such an efficient game today. Again, with the change in the weather, a little bit of humidity, he looks strong here in the 6th, I'm sorry.
Pitch is low. That'll even the count of 1 ball, 1 strike. Smith flies the ball. Center fielder Tanner Cook comes in for the 2nd out of the inning.
Now to bat, number 12, Ryan Beasley.
It's going to bring up the right fielder, Ryan Beasley. Scored 1 of the 2 runs.
Singled in the second, and in the fourth inning, he flew out to Evan and right. So probably expect him to put the ball in play.
Sperry with fastballs. Dodd guns that pitch, or that first pitch down to first base. And Bounds able to, actually Lindsey able to slide in head first safely. It's a really nice throw by Dodd right there.
He's gotten better at that as the season progresses. Now, he does a great job keeping runners honest.
Off-speed pitch by Sperry in for strike one. One ball, one strike. Pitch is high. Dodd has that ball get away from him and head over or fly over the head of first baseman Nick George into right field. Evan Warren able to back that play up and only allow Lindsey to get second base on the overthrow. Beasley calls timeout.
Surprised Luke didn't continue with that pitch. Sometimes when they call time late like that, you might get a call from the ump.
Beasley fouls it back. One ball, two strikes. The run on second base means nothing in the game right now.
No.
So, Sperry just needs to buckle down and concentrate. He's ahead in the count right here, and let's take care of Beasley. Sperry in the windup. Curveball, swing and a miss, and Sperry does exactly that. He shuts down Hoover.
Great pitch by Luke. Started on the inner half, broke it towards the middle, and just made it tough for Beasley to keep up with it.
Herbert Hoover has no runs on no hits. One runner left on base at the end of 5.5 innings. RCB 10, Herbert Hoover 2, RCBSN Baseball.
Flying Eagle Network.
So back at Staten Field, Flying Eagles up 10-2 on Herbert Hoover. Hoover makes a pitching change. You bring in number 15, Dylan Schaefer. Schaefer looked like he had an array of pitches, a couple off-speed pitches, look at curveball, knuckleball, and fastball. Quite a variety in 8 pitches thrown.
There is, and Big Nick up. Might want to just walk him and save themselves a base the way he's hitting the ball today.
And Schaefer throws a curveball in there for strike 1.
Nick with 3 doubles on the afternoon. 3 runs scored.
Schaefer's second pitch is blown away for ball 1. George in the batter's box. Fastball on the outside. High fly ball to the infield. Here comes Landon Bounds, and he records the out. So he records the first out
Well,
for Herbert Hoover.
first time they got Nick out today, huh?
Now at the bat, number 15, Luke Sperry.
That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Luke Sperry, in the pitcher. Schaefer throws curveball, and it's fouled away for strike 1.
It's a very looping curveball, isn't it, Coach?
It seems to hang there for a little bit as it makes its way to the plate.
Almost has a sidearm. Drops that right hand down when he's throwing it and makes it more sweeping.
A little Kent Tekulve-esque. Maybe not quite submarine, but sidearm.
I appreciate a good teak reference.
One of my all-time favorites, number 27, the Pittsburgh Pirates.
From, you know the college? Not too far from here. Marietta.
Kent Tekulve. Could have held that one off for our trivia question later.
That was my go-to pitch in wiffle ball backyard was my Kent Tekulve pitch.
And Schaefer's thrown 3 consecutive off-speed pitches in the left-handed batter's box.
Yeah, he's struggling right now to find his rhythm.
3 balls, 1 strike on Luke Sperry. Fastball up high for ball 4. Nathaniel Junkins has had a couple of calls go against him the last couple at bats. I'm probably pretty excited to get into the batter's box.
Yeah, good chance this might be their last at bat for the day, so you don't want to finish on a bad, disappointing at bat. So I'm sure Big Than wants to get up there and get some nice cuts.
Here comes the pitch. And Corsini comes in to run for
Corsini still second.
Luke
base.
Sperry and still second base. Second pitch is outside for ball 2.
Corsini, sophomore, he's often called upon to be a pinch runner. He's also the backup shortstop who he's gotten some varsity action this season there and pitched last night. So a little bit of everything.
Daniel's last pitch was inside for ball 3.
I think Coach Hill just gave him the green light here if he likes it.
And
He liked it.
hits a single clean through. And actually it's going to go on and score Anthony Corsini. So Nathaniel Junkins with an RBI double to extend the Flying Eagle lead to 11-2.
Bat number 7, Braden Thomason.
Yeah, Coach Hill figured at this point, 3-0, let's get Than a nice cut, something he likes, and good piece of hitting by Nathaniel on that pitch.
Hit the ball right in the hole, right behind the shortstop, and hit it hard enough that it actually got by the left fielder.
I think was that ball skipped on the grass. I mean, you don't usually see too many doubles that they don't hit the gap hard, and that one just scooted on the grass, and shows you how strong Big Than is. Looks like they're going to intentionally walk Braden.
He's shown power on the season, and so they're going to go ahead and create a situation where there's force outs at every base now, Coach.
Yeah.
The next run's going to end the game, so that's probably a pretty solid call at that point in time. But little do they know they are bringing up the
Bird's secret weapon.
Bryce Bird, and opportunity to end the game here. Curveball's low and away for ball one on Bryce. And Bryce will work a count. He's patient at the plate. And
I think that's one of the things that made it easier to move him up in the lineup is he is such a tough out.
Flying Eagles on the base pads. Runners on first and second. Bird fouls off the second pitch to even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Beautiful day here at Staten Field, the campus of Robert C. Byrd High School. Bryce Bird.
Was just getting ready to say, curiously, they're holding the runner at first, but that's the reason why.
Nate Smith made a great throw to first base. Thomason was well off the base. And Thomason made an acrobatic move on the way back. I don't know if it was a somersault.
I don't know how he got back.
But Gursky was unable to tag him, and he's safe. There's a base hit.
Game.
And here comes Nathaniel Junkins around in the home plate to end the game. Flying Eagles win 12-2. Big win by Robert C. Byrd today against a quality opponent. Bryce Bird with a walk-off hit to end the game.
Statement game by the Flying Eagles. Hoover came up, and they'd had some nice wins under their belt, and I'm sure they wanted to show themselves the type of ball club they were. And Flying Eagles came back, and they threw probably their best pitcher, and ends up 10 running, a quality Husky team.
And Robert C. Byrd, like you said, Coach, just a quality game today. They hit the ball. They ran the bases well. Coach Hill had talked before the game when there's runners on base to be able to knock them in. And 9 times out of 10 today, that's exactly what the Flying Eagles did.
Absolutely, and they played a clean game behind Luke, fielding-wise. A couple early miscues earlier in the game, but they settled down. And I'll be honest with you, I think that's probably the only way that the Huskies have runs. And they cleaned that up and, showed themselves why they're a team to be reckoned with, not only in the section but in the region and probably in the state.
And Luke Sperry, what a tremendous job on the mound today for the Flying Eagles. He was, again, it's been his repertoire all season. At the beginning of games, beginning of bats, he stays ahead in the count constantly. And he puts the batters on the defensive.
Just a bulldog out there. The kind of guy you'd love to coach, the kind of guy you want leading your pitching squad. And, Luke, time and time again this season, has just showed himself to be one of the better pitchers in the conference. And just on a hot, humid day, beautiful day, he comes out and he shuts down a quality opponent in the Herbert Hoover Huskies.
And Nick George sees 3 pitches, and he bounces 3 pitches off the left field fence, his first 3 at-bats. So Nick George with a big game today on the offensive side for the Flying Eagles.
Yeah, Nick did a great job, and we talked about how potent this lineup is top to bottom, but I think Nick is showing himself to be the straw that stirs the drink for the Flying Eagles. Once he gets up, he either gets on base or he knocks runs home. So great to have that weapon perched in the number 3 spot for the Flying Eagles.
So on a beautiful day here at Staten Field on the campus of Robert C. Byrd High School, the Robert C. Byrd Flying Eagles 10-run. Herbert Hoover 12-2. For Ryan Lance, I'm Basil Lucas. Signing off, RCBSN Baseball.
The Flying Eagle Network.